Hey everybody, it is Rachel Bastarash Bogan from Denver, Colorado. Welcome to Level Grinding the Daily Hustle, day 61. Today is Monday, and today I've got a lot to do today, and it's partly because I need to make up for a really bad week last week. With all of the work that I had to do to get ready for my Creative Mornings talk, my 12-week year is in a dismal state. I only made 35.71% in my goal for Be Healthy, Rested, and Reach 120 pounds. You can see the results here. So that is something that needs to change. And also, this week for my business building, I've only made 25% of progress. So lots of things that need to improve. And as we went through last week, you'll have noticed that a lot of my days last week kind of blew up in my face, which is partly why, but that is no excuse. And so this week we're going to do better. On today's to-do list is to do some more of my lead work, to work on the tweets that I need to do to prep for next year. I also have some data to get back to my mentor. I have some photos and some information to get to a friend of mine who is building a Linda course about freelance work and building a business. And I have to get my financial numbers in place so I can do some of the other things that are on my weekly task for this week. So these are my critical tasks. From there, we will move on to the other things for my clients. That includes updates. It includes working on an archive project. I've also got some more video editing to do. These things are already scheduled for Tuesday and for Wednesday, but we will get as far as we can today and go from there. Aw, Philippe, my coffee's all done. But that is my signal to get going. It is 11:30 and I want to get started on my financial books because they are one of the most important things that I need to do today. And first I'm going to quick wash all of this up so I am prepared to eat lunch later. Alright, so dishes are washed. It is now time to get into my budget. And as I mentioned yesterday, I really like doing this. And I know a lot of people don't like doing a budget. They don't like tracking their money. They don't like the whole idea of having to do this. But here's the reason why I love it. When you track and manage your money, it's not that you have more of it, but it seems like you have more of it. And the beauty of it is that you're not going to live with your bank account constantly running out because you don't know where your money went. Now, this is the thing that is the best part about it. When you know what your money went to, you can decide the best use for it. And if you are tracking how much you're spending in every category, then you're not surprised as to where you put your money. This is also really helpful when it comes to wanting to pay for things in advance, such as paying for car insurance, paying for car fees and car maintenance, as well as like licensing and all that kind of fun stuff, but also general savings, paying for a pet, paying for rainy day funds, all that wonderful fun stuff. So here's how I'm going to explain it to you why this is important. My dog is currently chewing the heck out of one of his new toys. But here's the big thing. Everybody has income. Everybody has expenses. Let's say that your income is about $2,000 a month. Okay? Now, when this comes in your paycheck, whether it is 2 or 3 paychecks, whether it is 1 or 2, if you get 4 paychecks, you're probably paid weekly. If you get 2 paychecks like we do, you are paid bi-weekly. Now, everything that you have as a monthly expense has to come out of this. Now, I'm going to put this up here so that we're knowing that we're working within a month. Now, what needs to come out of this? Well, expenses such as rent, groceries, bills and utilities, out to eat money, because we need, again, to know where things are going, fun money. This could be movie tickets, plays, etc. And I can't quite fit it. So fun money, savings. These are all important things. Now, there's probably other stuff in here, and you can definitely break things out, like the out to eat category could include coffee. It could include anything else. Oh, and shopping money. This is different than just groceries. This includes household goods, repairs, etc. This could even include like a new shower curtain, which is something that Robo and I need. Another thing to think about is emergency. And I will get to this in a second. So, the $2,000 needs to pay for all of this. So let's say that our rent is $800 a month, which is very cheap for Denver. Let's say that we're spending $400 a month on groceries. Now look at this, okay? This is already $1,200 out of this $200, so that leaves us $800 to pay for everything else. Let's say that your bills cost you $100 a month. Let's say you put $50 a month for out to eat. Let's say you have $50 a month for fun money. Your savings that you're saving up for is $150 a month. Shopping, you're also going to be really good about and put it at $50. And your emergency fund, you're going to give $100 to. Now, let's do some mathematics. Do our expenses exceed our income? So here we go. We have $800 for rent, plus $400 for groceries, plus $100 for bills, plus $50, plus $50, plus $150, plus $50, plus $100 equals $1,700. Woohoo! So currently, we have out of our $2,000 minus $1,700 for expenses. That leaves us with a grand total of $300. Now, what do you do with that $300? Now, if you're like anybody, you probably just go and blow it. Because it's extra, right? You don't need to pay for anything over here, so it's extra money. But is it really extra money? What if you took this $300 and did something else with it? Something else like save for a vacation. What about save for a new car? What about you put it aside and you stick it into a high yield, I think I spelled that wrong, savings account. Okay? All of these things are things that pay the future. This one's fun. This one is probably necessary. And I totally spelled that wrong. Who cares? Now here's the thing that I want to talk a little bit about. High yield savings account. All right, most savings accounts do not pay a whole lot of money for you to keep your money in the account. The interest rate that you are paid is basically the bank saying, hey, thank you for keeping your money here. We're going to give you a little bit extra back. Now, this used to be a really great way to save money because banks paid a high interest rate, but they don't anymore. And so the way that you can save more money is to put things into a high yield savings account. Now basically this is where you're rewarded for putting things into a different bank. Now Robo and I currently use a Barclay card, not a Barclay card, a Barclay bank account to get us paid more, because here's the thing, if you have $300 left over at the end of your month, rather than blowing it, if you start putting it into a high yield savings account, you start to save more. Robo and I have been doing this for a couple months now, and you actually start to see like whole dollars put in as interest when you do this, rather than just a few pennies that go into your account. This is a really great way to say, hey, instead of that $300 going to whatever, you know, new clothes, nails, maybe you're going to buy like new shoes or anything that you're just like, hey, like I have an extra $300, let's go out to eat and buy a whole bunch of drinks. Like rather than say that, pay your future. This is what I'm doing today, is that I'm going to take all of our extra money and pay the future. Now, our bills do not look like this, okay? They just don't. Our rent is closer to $1,000. Some of these things are ideal, what I would like, but the reality is that this is not accurate. But when you do this, this is what your monthly expenses are. And this is why this is important. If you want to make a business, this is the question I ask everybody. What are your expenses? Now the reason why is because whatever that number is, in our hypothetical example, we're saying it's $1,700. This is how much money you have to make if you're going to live off of your business, okay? if you're going to have a business and you want to live off it, you have to make this amount of money every month. Now the question is, do you know what your monthly expenses are? Most people do not know this number, okay? They don't track this. They have no clue how much it actually takes for them to live on. They just pay bills as they come in, and they just spend what they want, and if they have extra, they just blow it. If you know what this number is, this dictates to you what you have to make. Now, here's the thing. Most people only have 20 working days in a month. This is you working 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. So even though there might be 30 days in a month, you don't actually work those full 30. You work 20. So again, back to our math. If I need to make $1,700 in 20 days, that means that I need to make a grand total of $85 a day. Now the question is, what are you doing that's going to make you $85 a day? And here's the bonus idea. If you're working for yourself, you also have to pay taxes. So the amount of money that you actually need to make is probably higher than this amount. This is why knowing what this number is critical. And if you are going through the effort of paying out all those extra things, such as an emergency fund, a savings account, revolving accounts to pay for a car, if you have a bad month where you don't make this amount, you can pull from the savings to be able to make ends meet. This is why this is critical. Now, I said that I was going to also update you as to why an emergency account is actually a really good idea. So say you are making ends meet, say that you're paying everything that you need to pay, you're doing really good, and then all of a sudden you have this unexpected expense. Your radiator goes out, you crack a windshield, you need new tires very suddenly. Wait, this is starting to sound like my life, right? Okay, so if I don't have the money sitting in my checking account and it's all ready to go, what do I have to do to pay for those things when they come up? They probably go on a credit card. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but here's the issue. If you don't have enough money coming in to pay that extra credit card bill, then you are going to start leaking money because now you have to start robbing Peter to pay Paul to be able to pay the credit card bill. Now, this basically means that you're taking money away from the things that you would like to pay, i.e. going out to eat, having fun, maybe even having to pay your rent or your bills just to pay your credit card bill back. This is a really bad idea. So instead, it's way better to pay yourself for that rainy day. The emergency fund allows you to pull from it when you have this unexpected expense, and then you can use it to pay that without having to worry about going into the hole. Yes, you need to pay the emergency fund back, but this keeps things working a whole lot better because now you are paying yourself to cover those unexpected expenses. Now, if you don't have one of these, try and get one and save one as soon as you can. $500 is a great place to start, and it covers most unexpected emergencies. A higher amount is ideal. Robo and I try to keep about $1,000 in ours because that covers most of the expenses that we would need to if something unexpected hit. And this is critical to us being able to make ends meet while we live in a very expensive city. So this is a little bit as to why I like having a budget, because I'm telling my money where to go. That extra $300 that I would have in our hypothetical situation means that it goes to the things that matter to me in the future, things like a vacation, things like a new car, things like saving up for a house. If you're not monitoring where your money goes, you just blow that $300 at the end of the month, and then you don't have those things for the future. Managing your money forces you to think for the future and forces you to think about how can this money help me achieve my goals. So this is why I enjoy doing budgeting, this is why I do this, and this is why I'm going to jump into my actual numbers and get this done for today. It is 2:15. This is all of my homework from doing our books, and everything is receipted and moved, which makes me feel really good, and everything is done for right now. I normally do this process once every 2 weeks because Robo gets paid bi-weekly. We have receipts and we have bills and we have all these things that I like to put aside bi-weekly. So that includes when Robo gets paid 1 week at the beginning, half of our rent payment for the next month. When he gets paid again, I set aside the next payment. Likewise, I do the same thing for our phone bill, for a bunch of other stuff, for revolving savings accounts. So The reason why this took a little bit longer, I started at 11, it's now 2:30, so like a 3-hour book process, is because I haven't done it. And there was also a couple questions that need to be answered because we've been Christmas shopping. So it's all done. I know where everything is going. I'm very happy because everything is getting paid and it's going exactly where I want it to go, and it's enabling us to go forward for a future, which also includes the possibility of going away after Christmas and enjoying a short vacation, which would be really nice. I took the dog out, took the trash out, and now it is time to get some lunch because I really need to eat. And the big reason why I need to eat is because my brain does not work well when it is low on blood sugar. So, gonna get some food, start working on my leads. So here is something really cool that happened as a result of the people I reached out to last week. One of my potential leads got back to me with a project request. He is a wedding photographer and videographer, and he needs help getting some projects done before the end of the year. So he's asked me to put together a project proposal, and I'm going to do that right now. This is the cool thing about reaching out and emailing leads. Sometimes they forget that you're available. Sometimes they forget that your company is not, it's not that they forget that you're not there. It's that they just don't think of you because they're too busy in the throes of trying to get projects done. So taking the time to reach out to people and say, hey, like, are you doing okay? How's your projects going? Is a great way of reminding people, hey, yeah, you're around and you might be able to help me. Again, it's all about offering solutions to people's problems. It's not about pushing a product or pushing a price point that you're really trying to meet. It's about meeting needs. And as a part of meeting needs, you also sell. And again, this goes back to the idea that you've got to believe in why you're selling something, and you've got to believe in the idea why your product actually can help somebody. Honestly, if I don't get to anybody else on this list right now, I'm okay with it because this guy may become a client. We'll see what happens. He needs to get his projects done before December 31st, and I am out all of next week. And unfortunately, I'm booked up for the rest of this week, so I might not be able to help him this time. But we've at least started the process of moving toward a potential working relationship in the future. And that, honestly, is much more profitable to me and much more important to me. Oh my goodness. So after writing that cost proposal for my potential client, we'll see what happens. Robo got home, we went to the chiropractor, the grocery store, started supper, and Robo just finished printing our Christmas card envelopes, which is really exciting because it means we can get those out really soon. And right now we're sitting down to eat a very late supper. But the big thing is that we knew what we needed to do, we got it done, and we are moving right along. This kind of goes in line with the stuff that I was talking about with budgeting today, about how you need to know what you need before you can figure out how you need to get there. This goes in line with having your vision and knowing what you want and knowing what you need to get there, but it also means knowing what you need to pay for your monthly expenses so that you know if you're going to make enough income with your business or not. So that is the end of today's video. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Sorry, my dog is jumping up on the couch here with me. And if you have any questions or comments about anything that I discussed today, leave it in the description box or in the comments below. I'm going to talk in the description box. Guys, I need to eat. I have fuzzy food brain. I will see you all tomorrow.